Tabitha Brownnoser. It's time to speak out against racism towards animals. A brownnoser is defined as a person who flatters another in order to get ahead. In other words, someone who acts selfishly and cowardly. Tabitha Brown is morally bankrupt when she says this about veganism. It's got to be a personal decision. You make it for yourself, whatever that reason is, and don't force it on anyone else. What a completely narcissistic comment. Why is Tabitha Brown arbitrarily choosing which moral beliefs she will or will not force onto others?
It's got to be a personal decision. You make it for yourself, whatever that reason is, and don't force it on anyone else.
Tabitha Brown's silence in failing to fight against animal abuse is telling of her character. Like everyone else, when I first saw Tabitha Brown on TikTok, I thought, wow, this is amazing. What a great role model for veganism. She's cooking all these great recipes. She has such a wonderful attitude. But then I started to look closer and realized that she's not vegan for the animals at all. She's doing it for completely selfish reasons. The reason I call her a brownnoser is because that's what she does. She tries to appeal to everybody without ever making them feel guilty. But that's not the right approach. Because unless people connect with the animals, they will revert back and start eating them and paying people to torture them. We need to make people understand that veganism is about the animals. It's not about Tabitha Brown's popularity or her health. It's about them, the victims. Here is the kind of image that Tabitha Brown should be sending out to the world. That racism is wrong, and that speciesism is wrong. That we need to end the animal holocaust, to stop hurting animals, to stop paying for their murder, and to be vegan from now on. Tabitha Brown's silence indicates complicity with the horrors of the meat, dairy, egg, fur, and leather industries when she refuses to rise up to fight against these moral criminals.
There has been a lot of judgment, and we need to judge less.
Judge less? No. We need to judge more. First of all, everyone judges, especially Tabitha Brown. In fact, in her very own statement, Tabitha Brown is judging right now.
There has been a lot of judgment, and we need to judge less.
She is judging that her time is too valuable to spend helping the trillions of victims who live in Holocaust-like conditions right now.
There has been a lot of judgment, and we need to judge less.
Second of all, Tabitha Brown is wrong. We don't need to judge less. We need to judge more when there are innocent victims involved who cannot defend themselves. We need to judge with compassion and empathy. We need to put ourselves in their places and not turn our backs on them. We need to open our arms and open their cages and help. We need to think beyond our comfort level with a properly tuned moral compass, and we need to judge their murderers more. Tabitha Brown's discomfort about doing activism is nothing compared to what the animals are going through. They are innocent. They've done nothing wrong. They don't deserve this. Tabitha Brown should be speaking out against the egg industry. These baby boys will not live after this. They are being macerated because they'll never grow up to be able to lay eggs. Does that seem right to you? What about this? Does it seem right to take away a baby from his mother? In her show, Tabitha Brown talks about using cashew yogurt, which is great. But then she goes on to say that people can use whatever type of yogurt they want. In other words, if they want to pay for the cycles of violence in the dairy industry, that doesn't matter to her.
And then I have some vanilla yogurt. I use cashew yogurt. You use whatever you want. That's your business.
What she should say instead is that people can use whatever plant-based yogurt they like. She has a perfect opportunity to remind people not to use animal products. But instead of doing so, she fails because she's a coward, because she doesn't want to lose viewers, because she doesn't want to make anyone feel guilty, but she should. By not stressing that her audience should buy dairy-free yogurt, she's in fact making the world a worse place. People will run out, buy whatever first yogurt they see, and therefore harm these innocent animals. Tabitha Brown should tell everyone to be vegan from now on.
There has been a lot of judgment, and we need to judge less.
Okay, well, with that logic, I don't want to hear Tabitha Brown say a damn word of condemnation to pedophiles, and the same thing goes for everyone who supports what she just said. But that's obviously ridiculous. We should obviously condemn pedophiles, so why shouldn't we condemn animal abusers and urge them to stop? Why do you hate animals so much to the point where you genuinely think that fighting for their freedom, for their bodily autonomy, to not be raped, murdered, and abused in other ways is a bad thing?
It's got to be a personal decision. You make it for yourself, whatever that reason is, and don't force it on anyone else.
How would Tabitha Brown feel if she or a family member was in a mother pig's position on a factory farm in a cage so tight that she couldn't even turn around? How would Tabitha Brown feel if she or a family member was repeatedly forced to be artificially inseminated against her will, like they do to all females in these industries?
There has been a lot of judgment, and we need to judge less.
How would she feel if her babies, or the babies of someone she loved, were repeatedly kidnapped and murdered like they do to the baby boy cows in the dairy industry, just because they will never grow up to be able to produce milk?
It's got to be a personal decision.
No, it doesn't, Tabitha Brown. It has to be a consensual decision. We need to stop treating animals like objects. We need to be vegan from now on, and that should be your consistent message to your audience.
You make it for yourself, whatever that reason is, and don't force it on anyone else.
If you think it's wrong to force yourself on another, then why are you not speaking out against this cruel industry, where animals are forced into cages, imprisoned for crimes they've never committed, for a lifetime of hell? They will never see the sky or feel the sun. It's your job to speak out and defend them. Racism is wrong. It's wrong to discriminate against someone just because they look different. Now you might think to yourself, this isn't racist because this isn't a human. But I ask you to identify what is the trait that these animals have that makes you think that it's okay for the whole world to pay people to hurt them, to take their babies away from them, to murder them. Speciesism is the first form of racism. We must all speak out against it. How would Tabitha Brown feel if she was forced to watch members of her own race have their throats slit open, in Holocaust-like conditions, knowing that she and those she loves are next in line to be murdered for someone's dinner? Tabitha Brown is a coward. She has a moral responsibility to speak out against this. She should speak out immediately and loudly, without fail, every time she's talking about animals or food.
It's got to be a personal decision. You make it for yourself, whatever that reason is, and don't force it on anyone else.
Do you think that Tabitha Brown would still say that it's someone's choice to be vegan or not? Or would she want someone like me there, screaming at the top of my lungs to try to stop this crime and protect her?
It's got to be a personal decision.
I don't want to die here alone. I want to get back to my home. My babies are waiting for me. My babies are so hungry. I don't want to die here alone. Please help me get back to my home. Do you think that Tabitha Brown would still say that it's someone's choice to be vegan or not if she was a coyote in a leg trap, so desperate to get back to her babies that she bites her own paw off just to be able to nurse her freezing pups again?
There has been a lot of judgment, and we need to judge less.
Judge less? No, Tabitha Brown. We need to judge more. Do you think that Tabitha Brown would still say that it's someone's choice to be vegan or not if friends of hers were killed like chickens and turkeys are, stabbed in the throat and sliced and burned by the hands of heartless humans who point at them and say, "Your bodies belong to us"? Tabitha Brownnoser. It's time to speak out against racism towards animals. Veganism isn't about you, your health, or a popularity contest. Veganism is a moral baseline. It's about ending animal exploitation forever. If anyone knows Tabitha Brown and has a way to get this message to her, please do so. Also, if you find value in this channel, please like and subscribe and press the notification bell. Help us get these animals out of hell. Thank you. Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's help her say